Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you Akim and Akwalt out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one I don't currently have a title for yet. Alright, but today we're basically dealing with, it's almost like a continuation of the video that I made the other day, alright, which was called The Roman Edomites, They've Stayed the Same. This is almost like a continuation. I wouldn't consider it to be a full continuation, alright, but we talked about some of the things that these Edomites do, okay? And, I was watching, earlier today, I found this clip over here, and of course, this is dealing with the whole the conflict going on in the Middle East. I'll choose my words carefully. All right, I know I said I wasn't gonna make as many videos about it, but I saw this video today, and then when I went to go and watch my lessons, this one popped up. It's 6 days old. But whose land is it? The age-old conflict between Ishmaelites and Edomites. All right, and this is by the Apostle Gabar. All right, and this is his page that has a strike on it. If you're looking for his new page where you can keep up with him, it is right here. All right, you can type that in at Edification Exhortation 3516. Okay, you can go and check that out. That's where he's currently making videos because I'd assume he has a strike. All right, so that's how it goes. All right, and I was watching that. I was watching that, and I said, you know what? Because I had this saved on my phone. I downloaded it, and I made sure to get it up on Reddit as well. All right, so I could, have it on the computer instead of the phone. And I watching this. I said, you know what? I think I am just gonna go in on it. All right, through the Spirit again. This is where the Spirit's been taking me lately. Is dealing with these. I think after this I should be good, but like I said, you never know where the Spirit's gonna take you. All right, so we're gonna touch on this because these Amalekites, all right, the ones that would be called the Small Hatters today, the 1948ers today, all right, and you're probably wondering why they're called 1948ers. All right, that's because their version of Israel, their nation of Israel, was established in 1948. All right, if you look up when was Israel formed, all right, that's the exact date that's going to show up. It says May 14th, 1948, and that's when it was established. All right, the history of Israel in 1948, the Israeli Declaration of Independence sparked the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, which resulted in the 1948 Palestinian expulsion. All right, expulsion, and that's all you really need. But that's that. All right, that's when they became a nation, the state of Israel. Right, the declaration and the establishment of the state of Israel was on May 14th, 1948. So that goes to show you who was in that land before them. All right, well, it was the Palestinians. All right, and that land's been fought over for quite some time. All right, but as you know, Israel was originally inhabited by the Israelites. Now, these people, these Small Hatters, these Amalekites, who are really Edomites, all right, and because Amalekites are Edomites, all right, they're just like another flavor, so to speak, all right, to put it in simple terms, okay? Just like Issacharites are Israelites, all right, Judites are Israelites, they're just, specific flavors, all right, specific tribe, and that's kind of how Amalek is. Amalek is, the Small Hatters, all right, now, because you got your regular Edomites, and then you got your Small Hatters, these people, right, the 1948ers, but they're still Edomites at the end of the day. Now, they established this whole thing in 1948. Now, how did they get the land? Well, they stole it from, Palestinians, who, in turn, had stolen that land before. That land originally belonged to us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites. They just so happen to be being called Black, Mexican, all right, Beaners, whatever they call our people, all right, all these different names, these bywords, which is also prophesied within the Bible that we would be called those things, all right, that land was originally stolen from us. Now, it was our land. We were exiled from the land and kicked out of the land. Why? Because we were doing wickedness. We were doing all sorts of abomination, terrible things, passing our children through to Molech, all right, and a big one was idol worship, all right, not heeding the not keeping the laws and heeding the warnings of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We didn't do it. We were going off completely. So that's why we got exiled from that land, and it's in the curses, and we're gonna get those scriptures, and multiple scriptures dealing with that subject. But these are the people that are masquerading around like the land is theirs. Now, they stole that land from the Palestinians, who also installed. It's a long list of who this land, has been stolen by. All right, it was originally our land, and it was stolen by many nations. All right, but for the sake of, for whatever, they stole it from the Panamanians by bloodshed, which in turn, that was already a stolen land. You can't steal back something that's already been stolen. All right, it's just a ward over land, all right, by the Middle East, when it really belongs to us. And why are we not in it? Why are we not in Israel? Because we are in exile. All right, we've been cast out of lands. We've been scattered abroad. Diaspora. All right, diaspora. All right, we have been, scattered abroad. All right, because that's one of the curses that's happened to our people. We're not dwelling in the land of Israel because it's not for us to dwell in the land of Israel right now, all through Bible prophecy. So when you know that, you gotta stop and wonder, who is this people that's there then? If the Israelites will not be in that land during captivity and during this current age, then who the fuck is over there right now? Because it can't be the Israelites. Well, I'm going to touch on that. It's the Ishmaelites and the Amalekites, all right, that have been warring back and forth over this land. It's not your land. It's not your land. It's just that simple. So now you can see why sometimes we use the word 1948ers, and that's because that's when these people decided to come over and try to take this place. All right, these Edomites, all right, these so-called white people, all right, that are masquerading as the holy people, all right, came over and tried to take this land, and were eventually successful with that, without not without issue, of course. This whole situation with Palestine has been going on for fucking age after age after age after age after age. But we're gonna go ahead and play a video. We're gonna grab some scriptures, all right, and we're just gonna flow through it through the Spirit. I'm not sure how long this lesson's gonna take, but we're just gonna roll with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this music real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and play this video, all right? It's from Reddit page. It was on the popular page. So here it is. I'm not sure who this guy is, but we're gonna go ahead and play it, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying. We may or may not stop it throughout. All right, it's about 5 minutes. We're just going to go ahead and roll the clip.
Israel is one of the most racist countries in the world. While you'll never hear anyone in the mainstream media say this is actually one of the most important things you need to understand if you want to know what's happening right now. From its inception, the whole idea of Israel as a country was based on racism. Israel was conceived as a Jewish state, and while there...
From its conception. Now realize he said from its conception, not from its original, and I mean, you could argue that our original Holy Land was racist in general. Yes, I mean, that is true. People try to, throw that term around willy-nilly and not really know the whole, understanding of what that term means. If you really want to get down to it, the Bible is racist. Okay, if you really want to get down to, oh my gosh, what are you saying? Yes, I mean, that's the whole thing. All right, if you really want to get down what race is, racism would be discriminating against a race. All right, yes, there is that. All right, because it means Israel's on top and everyone's on the bottom. By the fundamentals and ideologies of this world, that would be considered racist. Okay, that's why you got to, it depends on the definition of what you're calling racist. But by your technical definition, this society's version of racism, yes, the Bible would be racist because the Bible is directed for one people. It's only for one people. It's for the Israelites, who are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not for anybody else. It actually actively talks against all of those people and says that, they're the lowest of the low. They're counted as a drop in the bucket, so on and so forth, that they'll be dashed in pieces like a potter's vessels and that they'll be under the slavery and captivity of Israel. So, yes, by your technical definition, it would be considered racist now, wouldn't it? All right, so, and it's made for one people and no one else. So, that's racist. Well, why? Because it doesn't include everybody? Not everyone's meant to be included. That's a modern day ideology. All right, now everyone, you can't even say, oh, I like butter. Butter's offensive. I'm a vegan. Well, nobody fucking gives a shit where you are, okay? No one cares. All right, but nowadays everything has to be inclusive. You have to accept everybody and include everybody, but the Bible is written for the Israelites. That's why these other people cannot understand it, all right? Unless you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, specifically, and on top of that, even more specifically, have been chosen by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to be able to receive that knowledge and to understand that knowledge through Him pouring the Holy Spirit on you, you're not going to be able to get it. That's pretty racist, isn't it? Wouldn't it be considered so by technical definition? I don't know. Let's ask Siri. Siri, define racism. Hey Siri, define racism. 1 minute. Bear with me. Siri, hey Siri, define racism.
Racism means prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
Hey Siri, define discrimination.
Discrimination means the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Do you want to hear the next one?
Now that'll do it. So there you go. Okay. So if you really want to get down to it, all right. Well, why are these heathen discriminating? Because they're heathens. Simple. All right. It's simple. And if you can't begin to understand that, you can't even begin to understand the Bible. All right. Because everything was given to the Israelites, not the heathens. All right. And damn sure not the Edomites, who are the lowest among all the heathens. So keep that in mind. Let's go back.
From its inception, the whole idea of Israel as a country was based on racism. Israel was conceived as a Jewish
And remember, he's speaking about the conception of the, Jewish state, the Israeli state in 1948.
state. And while there's nothing wrong in principle with Jews having a homeland, the problem is that they insisted that that homeland had to be in Palestine.
He's also wrong with that, all right? Well, technically, they call it Palestine. That land was eventually Palestine, but before it was Palestine, it was Israel. All right, but of course, we were exiled from our land, the sieges and, the wars that were happening, and that, removed the original Israelites, us, the so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, from our land. All right, so it wasn't Palestinian land. It was, for a time, it was Israel land, then it was Palestinian land, and then these white people came over and tried to take the land for themselves. Were prosperous in it, and they managed to do it, and then they formed the Jewish state, the Israeli state in 1948. They're not the original people. Okay.
Which already belonged to someone.
And the Jews already had a homeland, which is Israel. It was there already. But the problem is that these weren't the Jews. These weren't the right people. They were a completely different people that are masquerading around. All right. And that's how this all happened.
Palestinians. The slogan of Israel's founders was a land for a people without a land. But deep down, they all knew that the only way to have a Jewish majority in Palestine, an Arab country, was to expel the Arabs. One of the founders of Israel, Yosef Weitz, wrote, "There's no room in the country for both peoples. There's no way but to transfer the Arabs from here to neighboring countries." Israel was quite literally founded by expelling and massacring hundreds of thousands of Arabs in a years-long process called the Nakba. And when you found a country based on racial exclusion, you're gonna get a culture that fosters and celebrates racial exclusion. Because countries that commit terrible atrocities rarely acknowledge committing those atrocities. And the presence of Palestinians who remained in Palestine became a constant reminder, not only of the violence that founded Israel, but of the constantly looming threat that they might come back and try to reclaim their land. Every day you can find videos coming out of Israel showing Israelis calling for all Arabs to die, insulting the Prophet Muhammad, creating mosques, spitting on Christians, mocking and celebrating the murder of Palestinians, committing violent hate crimes against Palestinians, watching Gaza get carpet bombed from a cliffside for entertainment. But
So we're going to stop right there and go and grab Micah 2:2. This is Micah 2:2, showing you who this people is. "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." Even a man and his heritage. So there's a multitude of things we can get out of the scripture. They covet fields and take them by violence. This is who they are. Okay, in 1948, these Edomites coveted the land of Israel at the time, that was called Palestine, which before was called Palestine was Israel. Okay, Israel. It is Israel, right? It was just called Palestine for a time, and then they reestablished it as a state of Israel, which it was already Israel, but they wanted to return it back into, to start the delusion. All right, to start the delusion. So that's exactly what, was going on. Okay, they coveted the fields and they took them by violence. What did they do? They went out there and they coveted a field, even though, Palestine had already had it, all right, which is already stolen land, but they wanted that land. So what did they do? How did they manage to get it? They went through and they killed people, all right, and more than likely raped people and murdered and just did terrible, terrible things, all right? And they covet field and take them, and how did they get the land of America? All right, Babylon. How did they get that land? From the Gadites. Exactly. All right, the same thing. How did they get all of their lands and all of their territories with everything? They go there and they covet fields. They want them. I want it really bad. Ugh. Let's kill everybody and take it, man. That's their ideologies on things. All right, and they covet fields and take them by violence. Can you give us this land? No. Cool. We're gonna kill you for it. It says, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Now, I'm curious what this has to say in the Good News translation, so I'm going to go look it up. It says, when they want fields, they seize them. When they want houses, they take them. No one's family or property is safe. Okay, it doesn't matter. If they want the land, they're going to come over with guns and bombs and tanks, and they're going to fucking shoot you up and kill you and take that land. Just like they did in 1948. All right, just like they did, when, what was it? Sailed the sea. Christopher Columbus crime. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. There it is. Just like when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, right? In 1492, Columbus came and murdered you. How about that? Is that better? That's what happened. He came and killed you, Jake. All right, Gadites. And he took the land. It's my land now. It was never your land. This was never your land. Your lands were up in a fucking cave somewhere. Okay, but that's what they do. They want fields and they take them by violence. And then after they've taken them by violence, what do? They fucking name them after them. All right, just as we got yesterday. This land is called... Hey, what's your name? My name is Amerigo Vespucci. This land's America. And God bless it. All right, that's what they do. And you know what God they're talking about? They're not talking about Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Talking about their God, Baal. All right, Satan. All right, that's who they're talking about. Okay, all over the bill, God, and God we trust, and God this and God that. They're not talking about Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're not even talking about this character Jesus Christ. All right, they're talking about Baal. Okay, Satan. All right, demonic, Satanism. Okay, that's what they're into. So that's what happens. They oppress a man in his heritage. All right, and that's another thing. What is a heritage? What is heritage?
Heritage.
All right, inheritance, birthright, legacy. All right, heritage. All right, so there you go. They take away everything, man. Everything. If they want it, they're gonna grab it. All right. Now, what else did they do? First Maccabees 3:48. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Now, if you go and look up an angel, all right, and you go to images, who do you see? There you go. Now, if this was able to be pulled off, okay, if they're this color, what color should they really be? Okay, and this is how they always portray the angels when the angels don't look anything like that. Okay, if this is the case, and then look, it's an angel. It's an angel. Well, let's look up Paul from the Bible. Maybe it's just only that. Oh, well, that's another white dude. What about John from the Bible? Oh. What about King David from the Bible? Maybe he's different. Oh, well, okay, well, maybe this guy. Okay, well, let's see. We could probably get someone. What about Simeon? Interesting. I mean, here's one that's actually accurate because I mean we were looking to see what color he was because he was called, you know, a ninja. All right, so that's very interesting that he be betrayed. What about Samson? Interesting. Okay, not even him, and he didn't have dreads, man. They always do that. He had locks. Yeah, a lock of hair, not dreads. Okay. Samson wasn't black. Where was it? Samson wasn't black, but I'm glad the actor was. See? So, if the heathen sought to paint their likeness in the Bible, and the Bible people are described as black through Scripture, all right, Simeon, who's called, you know, Niger, as for the sake of, you know, as it says, why would he be called that? All right, or Niger, as they try to really get away from it now. Or you have, my skin is black upon me, or you have the description and revelation about Yahushua and how he looks. All these, you know, all these different things, describing the people as a so-called brown skin, not so-called brown skin, it's a so-called black or brown skin people, right? Because our people are not black, they're brown. This isn't black, this is brown. All right, that is brown, that's not black. All right. So because you know they go, oh, a chocolate bar, you know, chocolate brown. They say chocolate brown, but you say our people look like chocolate, right? Oh, we get a little bit of that chocolate. So wouldn't we be brown? Think about that. Very interesting. So, but you know, here it is throughout the Bible. People are described as black, so-called black or brown-skinned people. All right, and then when we look at people from the Bible, they all turn out white. So, or leprous, red, okay? Because this isn't white. This is red. So that's very interesting. So that means they must have accomplished their goal and, you know, painted everybody as different. All right, and it's weird because if you go back to Russian, like if you go to Russian and look up what the stuff before it was changed, it's just very interesting how, you know, all the depictions were brown. All right. And now, all of a sudden, you know, well, it's because the paint in those images have aged. Okay, well, let's go and look up the Mona Lisa. Why hasn't this darkened and aged? Why hasn't it darkened and aged? Okay, if the paint has darkened over age, why has the Mona Lisa not darkened over age? Quit the bullshit, E. It's a bunch of fucking lies, man. It's a bunch of fucking lies, and that's all you ever do is you lie. You lie. That's what you did. And you laid open the book of the law, all right, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image. Salakia, you painted your image, all right? That's what you did. You took, oh, can't have this. Oh, if they saw this, boy, they'd know that we're not the people. Paint them all different. What do you want us to do with the painting, sir? Well, you can paint over some, the rest of them throw them in the Vatican, or destroy them, or burn them. Get rid of them. We don't need them. I wouldn't want one of those slipping out. Okay? That's how they do it, man. That's exactly how they do it. And, you know, and we don't even have to, if you want to go see more of the video, you can look it up, all right, or however you want to do it. I'll copy it, and I'll make sure to, you know, I'll try to remember to post it in the thing. All right? So, because we're not going to deal with it, because it's enough. Slaughter, death, murder. That's what they've done to get the land. Who would have guessed? So, here's Ezekiel 36:2, and like I said, you know, I was watching this lesson earlier. Go and watch this. It's an excellent lesson. I watched some of it. It removed all my progress. I was at least, actually, I did it. I ended up finishing it. Actually, now that I think about it, I thought it was like 50 minutes. No, I ended up finishing it. I did. So go and watch it, man. There's excellent edification to be had in this lesson. Okay, go and watch it. So that's the Apostle Gabar. So that's his old page. So close out of that. So go and watch it, man, because that's who these people are. And this is a scripture. I want to give credit where credit's due. He pulled it out in that lesson. I didn't want to get too many of the same scriptures. Seem like I'm ripping them off, but I did want to grab this one because when he said it, I was like, man, I got to get that. That's heavy. It's Ezekiel 36:2. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy hath said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession." So they've boasted about it, as the elder apostle said in that lesson. They're boasting. That's a boast, you know. Look, we have your land. Ha ha ha, you stupid. You know what they're gonna say. And that's what has happened. That's what's happened. They boast about having the land. We don't have the land. We don't. And go watch the Apostles' Lesson, man, because it was extreme. What places do we have? The ghetto, as he said, right? That's who our people have been given, all right? Because they've stolen our land, all right? And we're not in the time nor place to be dwelling in that land at the time anyway, all right? Yahushua hasn't came back and delivered us and put us back in that land. Okay, so who the fuck is this people over there? Who the fuck is over there? Who are those people? Well, they're Edomites. We already read who does these things. Who likes to steal? Who likes to kill? All right, it's Esau. Who likes to steal? Who likes to kill? It's Esau. There's a ragtime song for you. How about that? So that's these fucking people, man. And they love blood. They love killing and murder and death and slaughter and blood and violence and death and slaughter and gore and viscera and blood and violence and murder and death. That's their favorite thing. They love it. It's their favorite thing, man. That's these so-called white people. They love it. It's their favorite thing. They love to kill. They love to murder. They make games out of it, man. And not just video games. They put in their video games and their movies and their books and everything. They just love to do it so much that they make games out of it, They make, killing games and killing sports and the Roman Colosseums and all these things. Blood. Let's do blood, man. Duels with swords. Let's duel to the death. Right? Duel me to the death, good sire. That's exactly the shit they do. Why? Because they love it. They love the blood. They love the gore. They love the death. They love the violence and the torture and the screams. Ah! And that's what their favorite thing is. This is Ezekiel 35:6. And, it really goes back up, to them hating us. To them hating us. We can go from verse 3. Well, actually, no. Just go to verse 1. It says, moreover, the word, this is Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And Mount Seir was the place where the Edomites, the Idumeans, Esau was dwelling at the time. It says in verse 3, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. If you don't believe me, go and look up who was given that land, who was dwelling there. It says, and I will lay the cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Why? Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Perpetual means never ending, undying. It continues on forever and ever, right? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and in the time that their iniquity had an end. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So that thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills, in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Okay? There you go. So the Lord hates these Edomites. He hates these devils, man. And these people, and it's really speaking about the Hebrews, the Israelites, us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as it says, it has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, right? But that's just these people. They since sit thou hast not hated blood. You haven't hated blood, right? You love blood. So blood is going to pursue thee. And that's that's speaking of Israel, all right, us being killed by them because they love killing us. But really, it's not just us that they love killing. All right, we just happen to be their favorite meal. All right, they love to devour us and kill us the most. They love to kill everybody. Hell, they even kill their own fucking people, man. They just love blood. It's their favorite things. They love blood sport. All right, blood sport's a big thing on them. All right.
Blood sport.
All right, blood sport, the sport of involving the shedding of blood, especially the hunting or killing of animals. Blood sport, all sorts of type of blood sport, man. They love it, dog fighting, hunting, fishing, cockfighting, even these elites, what they do is they go out and they'll capture people, put them on these islands and let them run loose, and they'll hunt them. They'll hunt humans. That's what these people do, man, because they love it. Now, this is the Jewish diaspora, right? And this is the Wikipedia of it. Now, there's probably a bunch of bullshit filled throughout this whole article, but I wanted to touch on this. It says, in terms of the Hebrew Bible, the term exile denotes the fate of the Israelites who were taken into exile from the kingdom of Israel during the 8th century BCE, before Common Era, right? And the Judites from the kingdom of Judah who were taken into exile during the 6th century BCE, before Common Era. So, this shows you even on the Wikipedia that the Jews were expelled from their land. They were expelled from their land. They were expelled from their land. Expelled. What is expelled?
Expel.
To throw someone to leave a place, especially a country. Exile. So the people that were there, the Israelites, the Jews, are not there anymore. Why? Because they were exiled.
Exile.
They were what?
Exile.
They were what?
Exile.
There you go. So who the fuck are these people that are there? Who the fuck are these people? They're imposters, man. They're imposters. Once you understand that, you'll understand a lot of the scripture, a lot of the Bible, and a lot of things going on in the world and why these people act the way that they do. Deuteronomy 4:27. Here you go. Part of the diaspora, the curses that was put on Israel, us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This was the curse that was put on us. Right here, Deuteronomy 4:27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. So we're not going to be in the land? We're going to be driven out? We're going to be scattered among the nations? Yes. That's why we're in places like Europe. That's why we're in well, I won't just say, just Europe. That's why we're in places like Sweden. We're in places like the UK. We're in places like the Dominican Republic. That's why we're in places like Babylon the Great. That's why we're in places like Canada. That's why we're in places like Mexico and Africa. That's why we're places in like China and places like Japan. That's why we're all over these places. Why? Because we've been scattered. That's why you got little Asian kids that are actually Jakes. That's why you got little African kids that are actually Jakes. That's why you got little Indian kids with red dots on their heads that are actually Jakes. That's why you got all these little, these European-looking people. All right, oi, mate, what you doing, mate? What the fuck you think you're talking to me? I'll bust your head in, brother. Shit like that. And you're like, what the hell? This guy, he's a little strange. Yeah, but that's because he's a Jake. All right, oi, I'll fucking kick your ass, mate. These fucking Australians that are actually Jakes. All right, that's why you have that. That's why you have that. Because we were scattered. We're not just in one land anymore as we were before. All right? We're not just in one land as we were in before, which was Israel. No. Now we're in places like Palestine and Afghanistan and America and China and Russia. We're in all these different places. Israel's scattered abroad. Israel is scattered abroad. Where? And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations. We're scattered among the nations. The nations are the heathen. We're scattered in their lands. We're not in our lands. We're scattered. So why, if these curses are underway and the new covenant has not been established yet, we're still under the old covenant, and the new covenant has not been established, then who the fuck are these people that are saying that they're dwelling in the land and they're Israelites? You can't dwell in the land of Israel being an Israelite, because that's not what the Bible says. You can't. It's not, the Israelites will not be in the land. They will not be in the land. They're scattered, man. They're scattered. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? You're an imposter. You can't be an Israelite. It's prophesied and said within the Bible that we would be scattered. We're not there right now. So who the fuck are you then?
Wait, we're Israelites. We're here and we're in the land of Israel, and we're Israel.
And you're not. You're really not. You're not. Who are you? You're the Amalekites. You're the Edomites that have conquered and taken that land by force, by violence, by blood, by death, by murder, by guns, as you do with every other land that you inherit currently. All right? So that's not, it's just, ding, 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 you're wrong. You got called out on your bullshit, Amalek. All right? Here's another one. Joshua 23:5. And the Lord your power, he shall expel. Remember when we got that word expel just a minute ago? You remember that, huh? Remember when we got the definition of expel? Maybe you don't. Maybe let's go and get it again. Let's go and get it again. Expel.
Expel.
What is it?
Expel.
What is it?
Expel.
What does it mean? Force someone to leave a place, especially a country. Banish, exile, deport, evict, expatriate, dismiss, displaced, outs, drive out, throw out, cast out, purge. There you go. So there, exile, deport, evict, get the fuck out, thrown away. All right, and now you're scattered. Why? Because we were being wicked, and the Lord said, "Get out. You're done. I'm gonna remove you from the face of me. Get out. Get out of Israel." All right, now you're gonna be dwelling in these lands with heathens ruling over you. because you didn't want to listen to what I had to say. You wanted to worship false gods. You wanted to do wickedness. All right, you women wanted to be unruly. You men were doing wicked ass shit. Not that the Lord would, talk like that, but he said, get out, go, and that's what happened. He gave us a chance. And in the beginning of Deuteronomy, it said if you turn back on your ways and stop doing that wickedness, and call upon the Lord your God, and you start doing all the things that I've told you to do, then hey, all these blessings will come on you. But guess what? Israel didn't do it because we're a rebellious people and we got cast out. All right, we got cast out. Okay. So what happened? Joshua 23:5. And the Lord your power, he shall expel. We just got what that means. He shall expel them before you and drive them out of your sight, and ye shall possess their land as the Lord your power hath promised unto you. Shall expel them. Well, this one was this is the wrong one, Slakia. So, but anyway, we got another one. This here, 2 Kings 17:23. Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight. He did what? Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets, so is Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. Unto this day? Unto this day? Unto this day? Unto this day? What does this unto this day mean? Unto this day. That means this very same. That's interesting. So if you go to Deuteronomy 32, and I think I might have accidentally said Deuteronomy 4. Deuteronomy 32. Look. Not Deuteronomy 30. It's Deuteronomy. Man, come on, brain. Is it Deuteronomy? 28. There you go, Deuteronomy 28. I don't know why I was thinking 32. Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead and read this whole, all the way down, 68 verses. Go ahead and read it. Here, up until 14. All right, up until 14, it lets you know if you like it says, and it shall come to pass, Deuteronomy verse 28 and 1, and it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and do all his commandments which I command thee to this day, that the Lord Yahweh will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So that's what would happen. What after verse 14 though? All right. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And you can go on and 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 on, and everything's gonna add up. All right. For example, we can get let's see. Where's some ones that are verse 56, that's a big one. Verse 56 and 57. All right, let's read that. Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter, and towards her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. She's going to be a very terrible mother, a terrible wife, all right, and a very, very horrible, horrible person. All right, what else? Plague's wonderful. All right, Esau, Jake suffering from all sorts of shit. Verse 61, and every sickness and plague which is not written within this book. There you go. You got verse 64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. There you go. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. There you go. And verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Has this happened historically? No. So what Egypt is it talking about? Spiritual Egypt, which is the north country, all right? Babylon the Great, America. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. All right, and it says no man shall buy you. Well, that means no one shall deliver you out of it. All right, and because you got to put it in perspective, and it's an excellent thing that Elder Manata Zakba said recently. He said that wouldn't make any damn sense. Okay, no man might buy you if you're taking it literally like a lot of these Christians do, or these other Vocab Malone or all these other wacky crazy people. Who would ever offer themselves to as a slave and everyone say no thank you, no thank you, I'm good. No, everybody would take up on that offer. It's talking about no one shall deliver you. It's a nice try. So let's continue on. Let's get James 1. All right, because we're just going to grab James 1 just for the fact that because it talked about the Jewish diaspora, right? James 1:1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings. So the 12 tribes were scattered abroad. The 12 tribes were scattered abroad. 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. And if you go into this word, if you go here, and you can get rid of diaspora, a servant of Yahweh and the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. What is this?
Strong's G1290. Diaspora.
Diaspora, or we just say diaspora or diaspora, right? A scattering, dispersion, of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. Come on now. I don't even know what else to get, man. I mean, like, come on. Like, you're not the people. You're not the people, Amalek. You can't be. It just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way, man. It just don't. It just don't. Okay, and there was a where were we reading from here? I forgot why I had this. Give me a minute. Let's see. Yeah, so we're like 21 and 25. So we'll read a little bit. This is Ezekiel chapter 37. It says, "The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry." We're going to actually skip down a little bit. We'll get from like 11 and 12. It says, "Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel." So it's talking about Israel. "Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost, for we are cut off for our parts." Israel was cut off, right? "Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel." Well, wait a minute. Where were they then? It says, "And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand." It says, "And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Will thou not show us what thou meanest by these?" And this is speaking of the 12 tribe sign, by the way, from verse 15 through 19. All right, or continuing on past, it says, "Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand." This is talking about, the joining of Israel, because you got the two southern and northern kingdom, right? And they have southern and northern kingdom has kind of a little bit of animosity between each other, especially with Judah being the head tribe. But there's not going to be any of that anymore when Israel is delivered and they're in their land, and in the new kingdom, in the new heaven, right? when the Lord, when we're delivered, or in the kingdom, so to speak, not so to speak, but in the kingdom, right? When Babylon's destroyed, the elect is saved, Lord willing, we're part of the elect, and we get put, taken, and we go back to our land. There's not going to be any animosity between southern and northern. All right, it's just going to be Israel. It's just going to be Israel. All right, they're going to be joined, just Israel. Okay. It says, God damn it. And the sticks wherein thou ridest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And saying to them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone. Wait, so this is talking about when this was happening, so Israel's not in Israel? They're among the heathen? Okay. I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. That's interesting. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be one king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Southern kingdom, northern kingdom, right? So they're going to be joined together. It says in verse 23, Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things. So that's another thing that's strange. There's multiple different churches in Israel. They have like Muslim religions, and they got Christian and Jewish and all these other things, and there's homosexuality going on. That's interesting. Nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and I will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. And then what? It says in verse 24, And David my servant shall be king over them, because our king is David. Of course, our ultimate ruler is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but David is under them, right? Because he was appointed king, and he's the king of Israel forever, right? And David, the last time that David was on earth was as King Masha back in 1 West. Okay, now I never met that man, but I do believe that was King David. You want to know how I believe? Through faith. All right, because I've heard how the apostles speak of that man. All right, and that man was King David. Now I never got to meet him. All right, but I've seen video clips of him. Okay, and if you believe it, if you can believe it, believe it. If you don't, hey, well then move on. All right, no one's stopping you. It says, And David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall all also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. Well, they're not over there. They're doing all sorts of wickedness. They're doing idol worship. They're doing all sorts of funny business. Okay, so it's very interesting. Verse 25, it says, And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever, and my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. How is there a covenant of peace, but there's bombs and guns and violence going off in the land of Israel? That doesn't make any fucking sense, because it didn't happen yet. It didn't happen yet because you're not the people. Who would have guessed? Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. So, that's it. Done. That's the end of the lesson. Not really. I got a couple more. All right. Well, no, that's it. I'm just gonna. I had 2 more scriptures. I think that's it. I think I'm really just gonna wrap it up there, cause come on, man. Come on. So, look, Revelation 21:1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. There you go. Look, man. Look. We're going to skip down to verse 4. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are look, man, done. It's done. Boom. Shut the book. All right? And the book being the lesson, not the Bible, That's it. You can't be the people. None of these things have happened yet. There's still violence and death, and there's sorrow. Who the fuck are you? You're the Amalekites. You're the Edomites. You're not the people. You're not the people. We're waiting for that to happen. This is what we're doing right now, the real Israelites. 2 Peter 3 and 13, we're going to shut it down. Nevertheless, we, who? The Israelites. Nevertheless, we, who? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what we're called right now. We're really the Israelites. 2 Peter 3 and 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Where was that new heavens and new earth? If you go back to Revelation 21 and 1, it talks about it. And it hasn't happened yet. There's still war, there's still violence, there's still death. So you're not the fucking people. Boom, bam, done. You're not the people, you're not the people, you're not the people. Oh, and by the way, you're not the people. That's how it goes. So stop fucking masquerading as it. I'm gonna put this up on my backup page because you fucking pussies will take this shit down in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh, look, he's proving it, man. Take it down, hurry. Fucking idiots. Alright, you don't even know the Bible enough to even, get around your lie. You fucking liars. It's pathetic. Alright, the Lord's coming back to put you into captivity, you Edomites. Alright, and with that, we're gonna close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me the truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. The Lord's going to come back and just destroy these people, get them out of the land, and then, hey, our people are going to be dwelling in that land. And Lord willing, we're the elect, and we get to see all of it. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.